In this video, I'll show you how I built the leg armor for the cosplay. One thing about the cosplay community is that you'll meet and engage with other amazing crafters and builders. During my build, I had the chance to interact with one amazing cosplayer and we share and compare notes as he was also building the Witch King cosplay. We help each other out and I was able to use his pattern for the lower legs as a starting point and adjust it to fit me. I highly recommend to go check him out and I'll share his link to his Instagram in the description below so you can see his amazing cosplay. After I sketched out the patterns of the size I need, I went and digitalized them and printed them so I can have a more sturdier template so I can start retracing them onto my EVA foam. Once all the pieces has been fully cut out, I went ahead and retraced all the pieces onto my EVA foam. If you're planning to cut all the pieces for both legs at the same time, I highly recommend to indicate which piece is for which leg so you don't mistake which piece goes where. Once I finished tracing all the patterns onto my EVA foam, I went ahead and started cutting all of the pieces out. Once all the pieces are cut out, I went ahead and started cutting out all the V-grooves so I can easily fold the armor into shape. Now that everything has been cut out and V-grooved, I went ahead and used my Dremel sanding bit to start cleaning all the edge to be nice and straight and smooth. Also, it was also easier to drill all those little holes for the rivets when it's all flat before it's all assembled. Now that everything has been cleaned up, now it's time to start applying all the contact cement into all of those V-grooves so we can start assembling the armor pieces into shape. Once I finished applying the contact cement and it's ready to be bonded together, I went ahead and start folding all of the V-grooves together because now we're going to start forming all those pieces into the unique armor pieces shape. I went ahead and did a quick fit test and everything was fitting in place perfectly. As for the upper thigh armor pieces, I went and did the same steps as I did for the lower leg, but with different shapes, and basically it's a rinse, wash, repeat of the same steps as before. As for the knee armor, I went ahead and created my own unique pattern for the knee because I needed to make sure it fits around my knee properly, but also I want to make sure that it's built in a unique shape that I'll be able to connect my lower leg armor and my upper thigh armor together so I can still move and bend around with the armor pieces like it was real medieval armor style. Now that the paper template is now ready, I went ahead and traced it all onto my EVA foam. I even also made sure to mark where all those V-grooves will be as well. Once that's all been done, I went ahead and used my X-Acto knife and start cutting out all of those pieces out. Once all those pieces has been cut out, I went ahead and started cutting all those V-grooves as well, by being careful of not cutting through the form as well since there were so many V-grooves into a simple shape as well. Now that all the V-grooves have been cut out, I went ahead and used my Dremel to clean all of the edges of the armor piece and also clean the edges of the V-grooves as well so they'll be ready for contact cement. Now that everything has been cleaned up, I went ahead and started applying contact cement in each of those V-grooves for the knee armor. Now that the contact cement is ready to be binded, I went ahead and joined all of those V-grooves together to get the unique knee piece into shape. Before gluing the top to the bottom piece of the knee, I needed to make sure I clean all of those edges of the top piece to be nice, rounded and beveled, so it's not a square, but also it's easier to clean it up at this stage before gluing it to the bottom piece of the knee. Once I finished using my sanding bit on all those edges, I use my stone bit to smooth out the sanding so it looks more blended and smooth before I went to gluing stage. Now that the top part has been cleaned up and beveled, it's now ready to start applying the contact cement to the bottom and on the underside of the top piece so we can join them together. To make sure that everything is aligning properly, I made sure that the center is well aligned and in place properly first before I joined all the other sides together. Currently the knee armor is a bit not fully curved to fit around my knee, so I use my heat gun and start doing some heat treatments to heat form the knee armor to fit around my knee properly with a proper curve. Now that I got the shape that I wanted, I went ahead and started making the holes so I can join the upper thigh armor pieces, and also so I can also connect the lower leg armor pieces to the knee itself, as you can see here. Furthermore, I had to create 2 holes into the foreleg armor piece as well, because I needed to make those holes so I can have all the armor pieces all interconnected properly. As you can see here, I did a quick fitting test to make sure everything is moving properly and is fitting properly around my leg, and I'm very happy on the result of the first fitting test right here. Now that the fitting test went well, now it's time to clean up all of those armor pieces and shave the bottom areas to give more of the optical illusion that these armor pieces of foam looks like metal when it will be all painted. So I use my Dremel to clean all of those edges there as well. Now that everything has been cleaned up for the edges, I went ahead and used my heat gun and heat seal every armor pieces so I can proceed to the next step. Now that everything has been heat sealed, I went ahead and used some quick seal to patch up any flaws or gaps or any holes left over in the foam to make sure we have a nice smooth surface for the next steps. Now that we got all the armor built, now it's time to create the strap so I can attach all those armor pieces to my leg. So I went and used some leather fabric and started the measurement of 0.75 inches between each of those rows, so I have an equal size for all of them so it matches. And then I went ahead and started cutting all of those strips together. One part of the strap is going to be the one containing the belt buckle that will contain for the strap. So I made a little hole so I can slide the little tongue in. Then after that, I applied contact cement all onto one side only. As for the belt buckles, I found this unique strap that was made for purses. So what I did is I removed the leather from these buckles, and then I removed all those pieces, and then I was able to just salvage the buckle piece itself, as you can see here. Once I had that piece there, I was able to create the unique belt hoop that will contain the excess of the strap, and I was able to slide the buckle in place, slide the tongue inside the little hole, and then bound all the leather strap together by doing so like here. Now that I have the strap made, I just want to add a little decorative piece, so I made a little hole, and then after that I went and added a little rivet in place, clamped it down, and then I have a nice decorative item for the strap. As for the other strap, it was double the size of the previous one. The reason is because after I applied all the glue and it's cured, I went and folded that in two, like you can see here, because that gave me the same thickness as the previous strap as well. For making the holes, I use the same dimensions I used in the previous holes making when I did the gauntlets. So I went and marked all those holes down, and then after that I used my hole puncher for leather to punch all the holes out for the strap. And there you have it. Now we have some nice straps for the armor. And now I went and marked where I'll be putting all those straps into my leg armor. So I had 2 on the foreleg, and then 1 at the knee, and 2 on the thigh area as well. Once I did all that, I went and added super glue and connected all of that together onto the armor pieces, so I'll be able to strap them onto my leg. I also went ahead and created another strap that will connect my main armor to my main belt around my waist. The reason I had to create this strap is so I can prevent my armor sliding down my leg when I walk around. So there we go. So as you can see, the armor is now strapped to my leg with the strap to the belt and all the strap behind the leg, even with on top of the calf armor as well, and it's all nicely strapped and I can easily slide. I have great mobility with this. as I'm able to move around and able to move, squat, and able to do unique move with this armor, and I'm very happy on the result and how flexible it is, so which will be nice walking around with this without being awkward with these legs. So very happy with the results. So little tease on how it looks.